it's remarkable, firstly. I love the quote, where logic ends, magic begins.
Yes.
I think that is something that would come in useful to all of us. And certainly I've seen my fair share of magic in this life, and if anything, I feel like I'm constantly on a journey to surround myself with people that do believe in magic, because it's that intent belief. And I have seen it, you know, I've spent the last week with you now, Guruji, and I have seen it where you have this such portal into what you want to create. And even when you are faced with things that contradict it, you're still in the portal. And I think that's why it's really important to develop that personal power and that personal channel within us. And certainly in the culture of you know, coming here, and we've met like other guru masters, and people want to seek guidance. And I know certainly when I'm not in the best place, like I want somebody to tell me what to do. And so it's finding that empowerment within yourself to then develop your own personal portal to be able to move towards, I suppose, your higher destiny. But to me, in my own personal journey, there's a massive element of healing that comes with that. And, you know, obviously you talk about that you were living, not working, you were in meditation. You know, obviously there's a deep amount of discipline and hard work that went into you becoming the man that could be in that portal and not be waved from it. You know, what would you say is, I guess, the hardest initiation that you've had to go through in order to shed that doubt, to be able to move into that space of just faith?
You know, challenges are preparing with opportunities. We think that, oh, why me? Why did I have to go through this? There were moments when I had drained out all the money into this place and had not even a penny left. And we yet to start this place, and I had needed quite a lump sum of money to get it started. I didn't have a generator set, I didn't have a motor, I didn't have even windows to be placed on the hall. So, and I looked up the skies and I said, you guys wanted it to happen, now please make it happen. And you put me in a spot, and now you're asking me to, I did not know how to receive, you see. I was only channeled for giving. And if you're only a giver, then you're depleted, because then you feel there's a part of you is missing. The whole game is about completion. Everybody is in the stage of completion, but in different levels of understanding. So me, it is very clear, enlightenment is about completion, giving and receiving. So I didn't know how to receive, and that was my block. Receive means I felt very obligated if I had to ask money from people. Then I wondered, who is manipulating this whole process? Or who is manifesting this whole process? Or who is magnetizing? So 3 levels if you look at it. If you want to manipulate, you have to shape people's thought waves into actually committing them to a certain direction. But if you are manifesting it, you create such a phenomenal project by itself that people are attracted to it. People just walk in and they say they want to be part of it. That is manifestation. And then magnetism is, they don't know even why they've come. They've come because something pulled them. And they came and discovered, oh my God, I didn't know. Is this called Kevala? Okay, fine. It's happened to me so many times. They just walked in, they don't even know the name of the place, and they were called by this Babaji frequency. And they sat there and they wept for hours together, and they asked, sir, what is the name of this place? So it happens that this is when the death of the logic happens. Magic is always there. Magic is something which you don't know. It comes and baffles you, stuns you, and astonishes us from its so-called laid-back attitude we have, that we want everything as per a certain order. When logic ends, magic happens. When grammar ends, flow begins. When intellect exhausts, intelligence happens. When intelligence exhausts, intuition awakens. When intuition awakens, it points to innocence. Actually, honestly speaking, this whole project is out of my innocence. I had no clue how the design would unfurl. I had no clue where the money is going to come from. I had no clue how I'm going to run this place, who is going to come. Completely unaware of how things will unfurl. Because once the individual will is surrendered to the divine will, you can expect something beyond your understanding or conception or imagination. Something happens beyond us. It's better than trying to know everything and then making it customized and then expecting it a very predictable result. It's so boring. So I feel excited here every day, and I look up the skies are painted with crazy amount of color, and there is rainbows, there is magical cloud formations. The cloud messaging is so powerful here. The starlight, the what we see here is a master convention happening on its own. I am not doing anything. So once we enter into this dimension of higher possibilities, it is for human goodness. It is for our world is right now under a kind of a confusion of what to identify with. We have formed ideals, we have formed institutionalized thought process. We are confused by religion. We are often disturbed by the so-called fakeness that comes on this pretentious ride. So if we were to sustain this purity, we had to be brutally honest with ourselves. You cannot have pretentious claims about anything. We just need to allow people to soak in. They will come out with their own experiences. We don't have to impose or influence an idea or thought process. It is eventually the spiritual heritage of India has always led people to inner silence, has always led people to realizations and not just giving them just an experience. So gathering an experience can make us feel thrilled, but ultimately it is realization of the self, and that leads to a process of liberation eventually. So Kevala is a place where you can calibrate, you can celebrate and liberate. These three are the three-pronged approach, and we always believe that one has to explore to the pinnacle of the possibilities to experience the fullness of the richness of the design. And third, one has to allow to experience the brilliance of the flow that is possible. We are all cosmic beings. That means we are privileged to access the rishi radar energies passing through us. So we are on the grid of the rishis. The rishis are enlightened masters from the higher dimensions, and they are watching over us and see if there is one bright spark which can come aflame. And it's with that one sideward glance we are switched on. So Kevala is a place of the rishi dimensions, and it is not obvious to uninitiated. So one has to learn the process by allowing the shift to happen and commitment towards unfurling the purification. It is not straight away, plug and play. So there has to be a process. There has to be a deep seated dive into the core of this being so that we can fully unfurl the magic. So it is not tough to be innocent and childlike. You just have to collapse the head to drop this 12-inch journey into the heart. This is called a 12-inch journey.
Oh gosh,